Hi, my name is Larry Sandell, and I am presenting on IP strategies, enforcement considerations, and potential ethical pitfalls in the quasi-legal cannabis industry. So I wanted to start off by talking about a little bit about the cannabis industry in general. Over the last few years, it has grown tremendously. It's gotten a lot more acceptance in many states of this country. And I wanted to put out some statistics out there for people to realize how big it actually is. In 2019, there was $13.2 billion in quote unquote legal sales. And I'll get into that in a little bit pretty soon. In 2020, that grew to $20.1 billion. And this amount is projected to double by 2025, and that only accounts for the states that were legal, or when cannabis was legal for either medical or recreational purposes in 2020. And since that time, quite a few more have come online. So the projection to double to $40 billion by 2025 is actually probably quite conservative. And as we talk about the cannabis industry here, it's important to think of it in two main concepts, two main types of business. There are the plant-touching businesses, and there are the ancillary businesses. The plant-touching businesses are, just like it sounds, those are the businesses that actually touch cannabis or the chemical compounds derived from it. These are businesses that may be involved in growing cannabis, processing it, distributing it, conducting retail sales. And the plant includes the cannabis flower itself, what is generally understood to be smoked, and the part of the plant that contains most of the active chemicals, edibles, which may include varieties of gummies, cookies, you name it. I'm sure at this point it could spend a full hour just discussing that. Vape cartridges with CBD or THC, as well as a wide variety of cosmetics, oils, tinctures. There are bath bombs. The number of plant-touching products and therefore plant-touching businesses is quite large. The other half of the cannabis industry are the ancillary businesses. And this is sort of, with respect to the gold rush, akin to selling the pickaxe. So these are people who sell technologies that are used for growing, smoking, vaping, trimming, extraction of chemicals. They may sell smell-proof or child-proof containers that the retail sellers use. They may sell growing equipment or supplies, or they may provide chemical or laboratory services and sales. Quite a large number of actually well-known lab and chemical companies actually have their own cannabis-related branches, but by not actually touching the plant and just dealing with people who may be in that business, they're able to avoid a lot of the legal scrutiny and potential legal risk that's there. And the final category of ancillary businesses are ones that a lot of you may be in or may hope to be in, providing legal services to cannabis companies. It would be some ancillary business, as well as accounting, banking, regulatory, and state licensing, security issues, which I'll get into in a little bit as well as software and data analytics. So I'll presume that not everyone here is familiar with the cannabis plant, but it's important to define some terms before we get going. The scientific name for the plant is Cannabis sativa. And there are two main cannabinoids within cannabis that are currently most consumers will focus on in some way or the other, and that I'm sure most people have heard of. One is delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, known as THC. And this is the main psychoactive ingredient in cannabis. The second one that is pretty well known is cannabidiol, which is usually referred to as CBD. This is not psychoactive, but a lot of people say that it has a lot of different properties. I'm not going to go into that at the moment, but these are just two of approximately 144 other isolated cannabinoids. There's CBN, CBG are ones that are talked about a lot in the industry as potentially having a lot of medical use or calming properties. But THC and CBD will do for the purposes of this.